Okay, so I got a couple of tuning forks with me. This is 528 Hertz and I have 174 Hertz. And these are sort of my two primary forks. At one point in my practice, I used like 30 different forks on people. And over time, everything's simplified. And now I just have 6. In my toolkit, we have weighted forks. Like this is called a sonic slider. And this is a tuning fork. It's got a really long handle. It's got a little boot on the end. And you can use this. I designed this for self-care. So you can't experience this, but I just want to show you another way that tuning forks can be used is on the body. And if people have pain or discomfort or headaches or TMJ, we even found that it tightens skin and that it helps to tone muscle. So this is called the sonic slider. If you're more interested in feeling the vibration in your body, and some people are much more tactile and oriented that way, but you can also get a fork just like this one that's just makes a crystalline, clear, bright, sustained tone. And so you can, just as a meditation, sit and activate and just listen to it. And it'll bring you out, let's say there aren't any birds around at the moment that you go out and listen to. Then you can activate a fork and just sit and listen to it. And just listen to it until the sound fades all the way. And that simple act of striking a fork once is going to bring you out of your thinking mind and just into that present moment awareness, because everything's okay in the present moment most of the time, right? It's our freaking out about what could be or might have been or shouldn't have been or should have been, that makes us all like, Meh. But if we can just come into now and take a breath, we're like, okay, I'm okay. Everything's actually okay, So obviously not all the time. There's certainly circumstances that not, but in general, right? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to do a little meditation with the fork to connect to and experience our own electric body. And I have to say, Nathan, I was a seeker for a really long time. I started reading self-help books when I was 18, and I'm a very fast reader and a very information-hungry individual. And I've read hundreds and hundreds of books. But even after reading hundreds of books, spending thousands of dollars on workshops and this and that, I still felt like I was in the dark somehow. And that in 2010, I discovered plasma, which is basically electricity, and discovered that our whole universe is actually electric. Our sun is electric, our earth is electric, our bodies are electric, and that the same electricity that powers the sun powers my electric body. That it's all one light. Right? So we can know from a yogic perspective that all is one, but our mainstream cosmological scientific story says we can't resolve the 4 forces of nature. Everything is separate. Everything is particle. Everything is billiard ball. Everything is kind of dead and dying. Entropy is just happening. That's what we're told. And so how do you unify the yogic all is one with the scientific paradigm of separation? But when I discovered plasma and I realized that there was a unifying force of light, and that it's all one light, and that here's the scientific understanding of it, that created a resolution in me where I was like, oh my God, like I don't have to be spiritual to recognize that I have a light body, right? Like my light body is my electric body. And that was a huge relief. And so I just want to introduce everyone to their electric body, and we're going to bring more juice into it and kind of brighten it up, okay? All right, so I want everybody to just settle in comfortably, close your eyes, take a breath into the belly, and then exhale it down into the ground. Just use your intention and your energy to exhale this down to the ground. Take a few of those breaths into the belly and down into the ground. And just get a sense of a baseline awareness of your own inner space, okay? All right, so now I'm gonna activate the fork, and I want you to imagine that you have a sunroof on the top of your skull, and you can slide it open. And as I activate the fork, we're going to be bringing in more electrical energy from the sun and the atmosphere. This is the positive electrical charge that we're just going to allow to come into the head. And it's very coherent. So as it comes in, it helps to take anything that's out of phase or sort of wonky or off rhythm as it moves through the skull and then down the spine. Some jam up in the top of the neck there. So just take a nice deep breath. Anytime you find yourself sort of not breathing, you want to take a nice big breath. Yeah, there we go. We're going to just use the sound to kind of open up, blow out any blockages or stiff, stuck areas. Continue to allow the sound to come down the spine. And as it does, it's just lighting everything up inside of you. Just really feeling this whole column of light getting brighter and stronger. Letting it come down to the pelvis. And then just really just easily going right through the low back, the pelvis. And then it goes down between the legs and out the feet. So down both legs and between the legs and out the feet. And that positive charge wants to ground because the surface of the earth is negative. So we act as a kind of lightning rod or grounding current of the positive electrical energy in the atmosphere and from the sun. Okay, so we'll just do one more strike and we'll really feel that, okay, so what I'm noticing is that we're getting jammed up around the ankles and the feet. So I want you to bring your awareness all the way down into the lower legs and let the sound really come in here. If you need to stretch or roll your ankles, but we really want to, or take off your shoes. That might be part of the problem. So if you're wearing shoes, take those off because that rubber soles stop us from grounding. So the whole earthing movement is about the importance of being grounded. If we don't ground ourselves, all of this positive electric energy that we get from the atmosphere and also from devices that we're touching, it can't ground. And then we end up with too much positive charge in our bodies, okay? So let's come back again, putting the awareness on the feet and the ankles, and really having a sense of this continuity really coming through the whole spine, all the way down the legs, out the feet. Feel that light go all the way down into the earth. Take a nice big breath. Good. Okay, and one more. Good, and what this energy does is it circulates around. So our electrical body is like a sphere with a spiral channel down the middle. It's a torus. And so the energy goes down into the earth and it also circulates around in the field. So now what we're gonna do is place our awareness at below our feet and let the sound come up. And this is the negative electric current or the ascending current. So these two energies spiral around us. So we're gonna allow this, a feeling of energy rising up that central channel, feeling it. Just see, is it a slightly different color than the one coming down? You can ask yourself and just be curious about it. Still sticky stuff going on in the feet and ankles. So those of you who haven't taken off your shoes, I want to encourage you to do so. And I really want to encourage you to be barefoot as much as you can, because that is going to really help your health in more ways than you might expect. Make sure you're breathing. Good. And so see if you can feel that ascending current. It's like this is levity. This is lift. This is, it's what makes us feel good and uplifted, right? We don't want to have too much levity because then we're not focused, we're not grounded. We don't want to have too much of the descending current because then we get tired and heavy. But we want to have just the right balance of ascending energy and descending energy, and really feel the light in it. Now, where does this light come from? It comes from the sun. All light comes from our sun. Where does the sun's light come from? Nobody really knows. If it's all electric and it's all connected, it's not a thermonuclear furnace burning itself out in isolation. All of the universe is connected with these electrical wires between each galaxy and each sun. So when we tune into our own inner light, we tune into the light of all of creation, all the light we can and cannot see. is in us. We're not a drop in the ocean, we're the ocean in a drop. We're the cosmos in a tiny packet of vibrating waves. And the more harmonious our own little packet becomes, the more we resonate with the music of the spheres, the more we can dance in the effortless, beautiful dance of the cosmos. All of nature flows in this beautiful harmony and order. And so the more we amplify our own inner awareness of this light, of the source of all light, and the essential harmony and love and life-givingness to it, the more we experience ourselves as that. So we'll do just a few more strikes with the fork and allow the sound to come into the body, into any place that feels jammed up or stuck or dissonant, and let this sound come directly to there, and it brings with it the light of the electric body to help to heal, to harmonize, to resolve, to release, and to allow flow, to allow source to come in. Any place where we have something going on, we're not letting the light in, we're not letting the love in. It's usually because we don't feel worthy in some way. So just letting your body relax and release that story and say, I allow the light of source into every single one of my cells. Yeah. I am radiant with the light of source. Good. All right. And then just opening your eyes and bringing yourself back into here and now.